Did you get any fish last night? Yeah, I did. My battery died on my phone. Actually, I wound up catching a nice little redfish and a couple that were too small to keep. Yeah, it got pretty cold on me last night. I'm more warm today. I got warmer clothes on. I'm hoping to catch a few speckled trout this morning. I haven't gotten started yet. The wind is coming pretty good out of the southeast, so I'm paddling down a ways so where I can drift back. Thanks for joining me this morning. I think that's pretty good. I'm guessing my mic is working.
Yeah, yeah, I really wanted to go across to the south side, but uh, I could hear boats running around. I just didn't want to. I've seen people get hit before. I just didn't want to be that person with no lights on my little kayak and get run over. First little blonger. Feels like a redfish. Oh, maybe not. That might be a little red. Got my bait. I'm gonna get closer to that pier. I was looking last night at those Old Town kayaks again. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna go ahead and get one of those autopilot kayaks, because kayak fishing is really fun. I mean, I never did it growing up. We always fished out of a boat out here, and I got a little boat, but pretty sure I'm gonna go ahead and take the plunge, because I like this kayak fishing, and there's some places that I'm planning on going soon, and you can't take a boat. So, like I say, I might as well get a nice fishing kayak. It's like a $6,000 plus investment, you know, especially if you're going to do, you know, camera work and stuff from it. You need all the accessories. Let's see. They're really nice though. I don't, you know, you can, it'll keep you in one spot. You can put a power pole on them too, but the motor will keep you in place. Shoot. Oh, take coming. I got hung up on the pollen. I didn't realize. Oh, great. Lovely. First thing in the morning. I blew this fishing spot up. Wind must have really caught me there. out of it right here. Might as well, huh? The water's so clear. I want to come back and flounder at night in my little boat. Get this thing to turn me right here. I'm gonna sit on this pile. Wasn't my intentions, but what do you do once you once you blow it up? You might as well just try it anyway. It's not bad. So the wind's pushing me. I should go on down these docks right here a little ways, and then I kind of just gonna go out across this point. Even if I don't get any trout or redfish, usually catch some really big croaker. And I know a lot of people don't eat the croaker, but you should try it. Oh yeah. Well, man, it's been a minute for me to go fishing, really, but yeah, it'd be nice. You know, fishing's expensive, to be honest with you. At least if you're doing this live bait and stuff, I mean, or you go and catch it yourself, which I plan on showing some people on my YouTube channel how to do it. I've got a little boat, and I want to show people that they can go and drag a little shrimp net, you know, little boat. The boat's only got a 25 horse on it, and most people wouldn't think you could pull a little trawl, but you can. Then you can catch your own live bait, and you can get more than just shrimp too, because you know, you can catch one of the best bait, at least down here for me with speckled trout, is what you call a spot, and it's just a little fish, kind of like a pinfish, but they have like a specific oil in their skin, and speckled trout really love them. It's like they can smell them from a long way off. Let's slide you out, see if I can show you the water. I'm not sure if y'all can see bottom right here or not, but it's not deep right here. But this has always been really good fishing grounds. I've always loved fishing this. And on down east down here, or west, sorry, it's always good too. I never really cared that much for the east end. One of the other things about those better fishing kayaks is you can stand up on them. It feels like a little trout. Oh, cigar fish. Yeah, these things have been getting used to. Didn't actually catch that many of them in here. I don't know if you can see this on camera. They got strong mouths, but look at those teeth, boy. And y'all seeing that mouth right there? Yeah, that's not a pretty fish, is it? They get big too. These things get real big. Look at all them teeth. I don't know if y'all can see that. I can't see the screen. Hang on. Come on. He doesn't want to open them up now, but yeah, it's a trash fish, but they get huge. I've seen them over like 2 feet. They get big. Lots of teeth on them. And I think because of all the shrimping that we used to do in here, it kind of kept them weeded down. But when I was a teenager, they made it to where you could only shrimp in here with up to a 16-foot net. And shrimping's like farming. So anybody that understands farming, you know, from the farmer's point of view anyway, then you understand that how you got to till the ground in order for things to grow good. And it's kind of like that out here with shrimp, because they bury down in the ground. So however long the tentacle is on a shrimp is how deep they bury. So they'll only leave a little bit of their tentacles sticking out, and they bury all the way up the rest of the way. So if the ground gets compacted and hard, you know, they don't like it. They like the softer stuff, and that's kind of why, you know, ever since like the 80s, you can go all the way back and check the Gulf shrimpers. They still shrimp like the same same tracks, you know. Bay shrimping's the same thing. And then here, when you shrimp, or anywhere actually, when you shrimp, you kill off a lot of trash fish. They just die in the nets, and you shove them over dead. So it keeps the population control on the trash fish, you know, sort of in check in a way. And now there ain't nobody shrimps out here. They haven't in years. If anybody pulls anything, it's a little tri net just to catch some bait, but I doubt anybody even does that anymore. My uncles were pretty much the last people I knew would come out here and shrimp. Might get us one again right here. Bait snatchers, thieves. Look at that, just eating the legs off of him. See? I might switch to a bull minnow. That's cool. Yeah, I have never went bow fishing actually. I know it seems like a lot of fun. There's springs, little springs, not like what you're talking about. There's little springs around here. When we was kids, you could go around in the shallow water and find a real cold spot, and then we would bring a piece of pipe sometimes, and you could stick it down in there and get fresh water to come out after a little while. Just trip, it would just, you know, kind of flow out. Nothing strong. Move some rocks around, but yeah, what you're talking about is a little different. Plus we got all this salt water, but I sure would like to catch some eating fish. To drift by those people's kayaks. I mean, crab traps over there. Oh, and have a shrimp anyway. Yeah, buddy, I could sit there and daydream about those Old Town kayaks. I watched another YouTube video last night about them, and man, they're just so nice. I'm not really sure if I haven't really seen anybody talk about any problems with them really, except for like this one guy showed a spot where the seat, they have like a little dry storage section on the side, and when you lift the lid it would hit the seat. And you know, I doubt that's something that's been fixed, but I hadn't really seen anybody complain about them, like, you know, saying like, oh, the motor don't last or any of that stuff. And it's not like paddling sucks terribly. It's just, it's annoying to have this paddle, you know, in this little kayak. I mean, I don't even really think this is an adult kayak. It might be, but it's just something I bought for my kid. The little boat that I've got too, I just bought that for him too. It's a, this one's dead, but we'll use it anyway. Just hook him in the back. Yeah, the water is perfect clarity for flounder. But you don't have to have a boat to flounder, and that might be what I do too. Trying to show people, you know, a lot of the ways that I grew up doing this stuff, where, you know, you don't actually have to have, you know, all these fancy flounder lights and everything. And I might do that. I might just I might make a video rigging up, you know, a homemade flounder light. Show you how to do it with the 12 volt and everything. And what we used to do is we used to have one of those galvanized wash pails, and I'm sure you can still buy them at places like Tractor Supply. And then we would stick an inner tube, stick it down in one of those round inner tubes and blow the inner tube up around it, and it would just hold it tight. And we stick a car battery in there, and then we would just have like a piece of PVC pipe with a light socket in the end, and they sold 12 volt bulbs at Walmart, and it looked like a regular light bulb, and we'd screw it in the end, and then we would go floundering like that. We got real fancy with it one year. Got one of those little light covers, you know, for the bulb, just a little like bowl, and put it around the socket, and it didn't shine in our face anymore. Nowadays, you want to go floundering, most people just don't know you can walk and gig, because the water's cold, so you need waders, but waders you don't have to pay $600 for a pair of waders. thought I was going to be getting more bites than this morning, based on what was going on last night. But see, by the time I started catching fish, my phone had died, and I didn't have a way to be recording or live anymore. So I caught right on my way in. I caught a couple of undersized redfish and one that was big enough to keep. It was all big enough to eat, but they weren't 16 inches, so didn't keep them. And I was freezing cold. I had gotten wet early on, like when I was launching the kayak. I had on my new boots. These are my old boots here. I had on my new boots and I stepped right off in the water. I just wasn't paying attention, and it went over my tops of my boots and filled them with water. I also didn't have on anything insulated like today, so I was pretty cold. Can't tell you how many years it's been since I had a trolling motor. I went with a buddy a while back, he does charter fishing, and it was just so nice to have that trolling motor on the boat. Yeah, the water is crystal clear. Might ought to be spoon fishing right now. Okay, well, I hung up on something. Here in a minute, I might go on to the south end over there and fish some grass beds. Well, it looks like the wind's going to my favor now, at least. I wonder if it's this kayak. Because now I'm facing south and it's got me going north as the wind blows. When a while ago, just turning around. Let me test that out, because I'm wondering if the bottom of this kayak ain't somehow doing that, pushing me backwards. Now if I start to go away from the shore, you only know it's the kayak. I'll give it a minute, but it looks like it is. Make sure I didn't do it. Let me paddle forward a little bit. Let's see. Wow. Yeah, the kayak is doing that. It's interesting. if I want the wind. If I want to drag back in shallower, then all I got to do is turn it around. And as it blows me down, I'll go backwards. That's weird. Must have something to do with the bottom of this kayak. It does have like a sort of keel at the bottom, and it's more prominent in the rear. It's just weird. Most of these little shrimp, I just back hook them. Check the market. Anybody watching an investor? It's a good day to buy the dip. There's this meme going around that says, buy the dip. And it's like screaming back at you with what? We've been buying the dip for a year now. Let's see. Not a bad area to buy, but we could bust out of the 20s. This is XRP. See, I sold my last trade was up here. I did a little, well, it says buy and sell, but that's a long and that's a short. So I had added a little long right here, and then when it got up here, I didn't like what I was seeing, so I shorted it, and we're riding that on down. But you know, so far it was a good call. And this on the 15-minute. Got it on the day. And see, anybody, I'll get back to fishing, but look, see that 126? I lost well over $500,000 in that liquidation event right there. One quick candle wick all the way down from like the 240 area to 126. Always knew something like that was possible, but you know, that's 10 times worse than anything the market's ever seen in crypto or stocks, you name it. I think it was $28 billion, and you're talking about in just a few seconds. And this is leverage trading. So if you don't know what that means, I mean, that's, most people don't do high leverage. I only do high leverage. Nothing else is worth doing, really, in my opinion. Spot holding, but who wants to just spot hold, right? But when you're trading high leverage, you just got to be able to hold your trades, and you know, don't be trying to do it by the minute there. I lost everybody just about. Nobody cares about investing. All right. Well, we're getting close to another dock. I'm gonna grab this cast on this one. By these crab traps, you know. my crab traps is a good spot to, I've hooked a lot of white trout, actually, around crab traps. My shrimp. You know what? I'm wanting to try a bull minnow this morning. Come here. Maybe on the big fat ones. Oh no. Dropped it. Pretty much anything that's going to eat that bull minnow is going to be a one bite catch right there. So so you're still there? Yeah, well, it's not as hard as you think. I think the hardest thing for most people is the fear of losing money. And if you can get past that, it's really just technicals at that point and kind of keeping up with the market. So like right now, the only reason that it's down is the government shutdown. So when the government shut down, crypto, especially XRP, was fixing to get a lot of upward momentum from ETFs. And the SEC approves the ETFs. Well, the SEC is not open right now because of the government shutdown. Well, we also have deadlines on ETFs when they're filed. So the SEC only has so long to respond. Well, we know that they're not going to say no. The worst thing they could do is like prolong the approval process. Well, they'd pretty much run out of options on prolonging things. So they shut the government down, and they'll blame it on this and that, but the Clarity Act and the, Democrats really just want, sorry, I'm not trying to be political, but they want more control over things, over the people, and they don't want people like me and, normal people to get rich off of new investments. And just so happens like crypto is the first time that, private people like, retail people like me and just call us poor people was able to frontline industry and get into an investment before big money. Traditionally, you can't do that. You have to be an accredited investor, and that was difficult for me anyways. You got to make like 500 grand a year after taxes, or you got to have $1 million or more in liquid assets. And that keeps people like me from, investing in things like an IPO and making a bunch of money overnight, so to speak. But with crypto, anybody can do that, and they really want to regulate that. They want to keep everybody from being able to do that. One side, wants to control it. The other side's like, hey, let anybody that wants to invest. And CBDCs, which is like, it's a central bank digital currency. One side wants that in place, for control. At that point, they'll know where every dollar you get comes from and where it goes. They can control it, they can lock it, they can seize it. But with regular traditional, with regular digital currencies, you can't do that. Can't track it. You can track it from account to account, but not offline tracking. You can't track it offline. And you can't seize it unless it's government, owned or designed, that would be a CBDC, and the Clarity Act pretty much prevents any of that stuff from happening, which is what we want. It's exactly what we want. Anyways, in a nutshell, still a really good time to invest in the crypto, because as soon as this government shutdown is over with, which I do believe this will be the longest government shutdown we've ever had. When it first happened, I said it would go for 35 to 45 days. That was my guess. At that point, it was a good time to short the market, which is just you're betting on it going down. Yeah, another good reason to have that kayak is some of the places that there's one place I've never been to. It's called Bear Lake, and one of my other subscribers had mentioned it in the comments, which is one of the things I'm planning on getting from the channel is good fishing spots or hunting spots that people have been or wanted to go to. And most of these places you can't. I don't know about Bear Lake. I haven't really looked at it that much yet, but a lot of these places you can't take a boat. I think I'm gonna go out here to the middle ground. I might just leave this thing. Yeah, I'm just gonna let this thing hang behind the boat, or the kayak, and then I'm gonna go out here in the middle ground, give it a shot. got enough wind to drift pretty good, so drift on down them shoals, and I'll probably call it a day. I got one redfish in the cooler. I gotta get more than one redfish. I don't even particularly like redfish. That's what I'm gonna do a video on them redfish and croakers, because a croaker and a redfish, to me, it's basically the same thing, except the croaker is a more of a white meat and it's sweeter, meaning it's like it's just not fishy tasting at all. More what you call buttery, and I mean the fish look the same even. I've been eating croaker my whole life, and I'd prefer croaker over redfish. Yeah. My uncle, he would eat fish, just to try it. I mean, they didn't have Google. Spot, one of the best bait fish, for speckled trout. And I remember him telling me one time that, the speckled trout really loved them. So when he was catching some for bait, he caught a few nice sized ones that you could pan fry. So he took them home and cooked them, and just to see what the big deal was about. He said they were good. it was real, you know, real sweet. Like, makes sense, I guess. Finicky fish likes to eat them. Must be good. He won the Orange Beach fishing tournament, the inshore fishing rodeo. I think he won first place 1 year, second place 2 years on the speckled trout, catching them on the spots like that. But I've never caught a spot on a rod and reel, so I've only ever seen them caught in a net, and so you know, he used to tell me the same thing. You only catch them in a net, but you catch them out here. You gotta drag a shrimp trawl, and pretty fast, like, too. You know, more quickly than just for shrimping. You know, shrimping you need to dig the bottom, but. All right, we're in the middle. If not even a little closer to the south. I'm gonna try right here first for just a minute, even though I should probably go ahead on the other side since I know I want to. I'm starting to wonder about this rod. This thing gets, my line's been getting tangled up on the end eyes right here more than I've ever seen in my life. And I'm starting to wonder if it ain't the design of this rod somehow causing it. It's like it's got too many eyes at the end here. What a mess. There we go. I don't even want to throw this bull minnow right now. Get him off of there. Slash shrimp. Chick. I haven't. Not at all. Actually, as an adult, the only place that I have been north is recently to Kentucky. So, and I didn't really do any fishing or anything while I was there. But no, that's what I'm looking for. I got some family from Wisconsin. I have an aunt from Wisconsin. I've just never been there. Lake Superior. Let's check that out too. Now that's the whole thing, is like, you know, nobody really likes to waste their time trying to go find a place like that, someplace you've never been. And if you know where there's some good fishing, and you know, especially like, I'm not gonna lie, going at the wrong time of the year or something like that for that area, heck yeah, that's what I'm looking for. That's why I'm gonna go ahead and get me one of them nice fishing kayaks. I was looking last night. They said they had 3 available for shipping. Said I could receive it by the end of this month. $6,000. I got a little 16-foot boat with a 25 Yamaha on it. Something I bought for my son to learn how to, well, not just to fish with, but to learn how to drive a boat and stuff. And I got a really good deal on it. I mean, the motor, in my opinion, the motor was like worth $4,000. It's only, well, I guess I think it was a 2020. Might have been a 2018, 2019. And I figured the motor was probably worth like $3,500, $4,000. Didn't have many hours on it at all. And boat, motor, trailer, all aluminum welded boat. And I only paid $2,500 for it. So I seen it as one of them Facebook grabs. I seen it in Louisiana. And I seen it like within 3 hours of when he posted it. And I just messaged him and I was like, hey dude, I'm coming to get that. But I have fished the heck out of that thing. It's just, it's not big enough for a trolling motor. And I mean, it's got a little spot for one, but you know, it'd just be one of them little hand till ones. It's not a hand tiller motor. Now it's got a console and steering wheel and everything, you know. I really like it. Just a little Cajun boat. But it's perfect for running around doing crab traps and catching bait with. So it's kind of that's kind of my plan now, is I'm going to make that the bait boat and the little crab boat. And I'm going to get one of those really nice fishing kayaks with the motor. Dang, what's I got an alarm for? Oh, that's my other phone going off. Thanks, brother. Yeah, send me anything you got. Yeah, I'd love to hook up on some good fishing spots that I've never been, and be able to go there and, you know, make some content on my way up. I wish I was able to do it this past summer, but this coming summer, I'll take the kids and wife with me everywhere. So my wife has never worked since we've been together for like, I guess it's been 12 years now. And she's never worked a job. I take that back. When my son started preschool, when he first started at your daycare, she went there and was a teacher, just more so for security. You know, like we just didn't like leaving our kid with people we didn't know, even though it was at church. And same thing with our daughter. She just started this past year in pre-K, and my wife went back to teaching at the same school, which they both go to a private Christian school, and she enjoys it. It's not really for money, you know. She spends her paycheck on clothes and hair and nails and stuff like that, but she really enjoys it. And for me, you know, ever since we've been together, I was pretty much, in the beginning, I really did struggle a lot. But then I started building houses and got into modular homes, and all that stuff kind of just wore me out, man. People, both the clients and the workers, you know, subcontractors wanted to make more money than me, and workers just got lazier and lazier. The homeowners wanted more and more for nothing. That's pretty much the gist of it, and it just wore me out. Plus, I started making comparable or more money. You know, it could be more money. Just trading and investing. I became an accredited investor and said, you know what? I don't want to do that kind of work anymore. But I don't really have anything that brings new money in. So I thought this would be, you know, a lot of fun right here if I learn to make some decent content, which I'm not really good at yet, and get to travel and stuff, you know, and let it kind of pay for it. So I'm not just selling stocks in order to do things. But either which way, I don't really care anymore. I don't want to do construction. I definitely don't want to go back to doing the physical construction, you know, having to work myself. I think I'll probably I've been looking for some land. I think I'll probably find me 50 to 100 acres somewhere in Alabama and start a little farm, kind of live there, then travel. Oh, really? Okay. Okay, Hannah. Well, sorry about that. I didn't know. Yeah, I thought I was talking to Melvin. Nice, nice, nice. Well, yeah. So, that's great. Yeah, my wife loves fishing too. Not probably more than me, but oh, come on. Don't be another little pinfish. I think it is. Sometimes if you let them little fish just peck at it for a second, there'll be a bigger one close by to come in there and take it. Yeah. This ain't it's just another trash fish, little bait fish. Probably just eating all the legs off my shrimp. Look at that. It's turning up all around the hook, staying away from the hook. Let's see if I can surprise it. He hunts, you fish. Got it. I've never tried the cigar fish for bait, but yeah, you can use anything for bait. I got this pinfish right here I called earlier that I might use for bait, but I don't do that good around here with cut bait, what happens typically with the cut bait is you wind up catching more trash fish. But sometimes, yes, it just depends on the fish. Like these pinfish, they have a real distinctive scent, and catfish love them. In here, you go out to deeper water, and pinfish are really good bait, especially live. But up in here, I've really not ever done good with pinfish, and that cigar fish, I don't know. I don't know if it would be or not. Definitely out in the Gulf, it would be. You know, anything is pretty much good. Any kind of cut bait is pretty much good bait out there. And I'll take my little Cajun skiff out there in the Gulf. I've been out there on some of the oil rigs with it, but I don't know if I'm definitely not taking this kayak out there. I might take that new fishing kayak out there when I get it, but I'm definitely not going out there in this. So back on another shallow part again. I might put this bull minnow back on there. Or a smaller one, maybe. No. I'm probably going to wind up, let me get a little shrimp. Let's see if I can catch some of these little fish. I'm going to probably wind up getting out of here on this kayak and go over to West Beach Pass and just fish the edge of the Gulf there. Well, drop one of them little shrimp in there. He won't make it long, I promise. So show the water again here. It's pretty crazy how a lot of people wouldn't know it, but you can walk all the way across this place. So I'll just kind of pan you around where I'm at right now. There's not many places that you can't walk out here. And it's just, I'm sure you can see that still. It's not that deep at all. If I had waders on, I'd get out and walk around. But it's too cold without having waders on. I used to go hunting all the time, but when I had my son, I wound up basically having to do more work, and I guess I just really never got to go. I just never went again. Now he's about old enough he needs to be going hunting too, so I'm sure that's going to start changing here real soon. I don't have a place to hunt anymore. I'm surprised that I'm not catching more fish. I'm really surprised, actually. This is not what I expected. This is really nothing. I mean, I haven't caught any croakers. I haven't caught anything at all worth keeping. So, I mean, heck, I haven't even caught many bait fish. It's a little abnormal. It does. It does. Yep. Yeah, I should have stayed last night. Pretty much left as soon as I started getting bites. I kind of thought that was indicating that I would do better this morning, which I had planned on coming back at like 4 a.m., but I just didn't make it for that. A lot of jelly in the water. I was catching them last night on my hook, and I could see them today. some fish just swim by really quick. That or I'm seeing things. Let's see, what do I want to do? Because this is not turning into some good fishing right now. I wonder what I didn't even check the tides or anything. So I got to get better about that. Next high tide is at 9. So the low tide right now, and it's rising. I'd probably do a little better down at the West Beach Pass right now. Yeah, there for sure went another fish. Like 6 inches, 7 inches. Little bait fish. Yeah. I know it probably seems very impatient, but I think I've been out here for over an hour. No, I've never went noodling. That'd be so cool. Have you? I'm guessing you have. You would have left a long time ago. Yeah, I know. Yeah. I'm not sure if the audio was working. I dropped my mic in the water. So probably rent that. That thing will be alright. Alright, y'all. Well, appreciate everybody that did stop by. And I might go live again here in a little while. I'm not sure. Trying to get more subscribers and also just trying to get back into the fishing. You know, it's been a minute since I've done it continuously, and that's what makes the fishing better, is doing it more often. So if you haven't, one of you people in the live, if you haven't subscribed, subscribe. Comment my other videos. I got my knife smith. He's working on some custom fillet knives. He's a really good blacksmith, and he's doing some fillet knives for me, and I'm going to be giving them away on this channel. The subscribers who comment in the videos, that's how I'm going to pick some winners, and hopefully it'll help me get more viewers and help build my channel. That's the whole goal anyway, as it should be, right? So I have some game cameras and stuff that I was gonna do giveaways on, but nobody really seemed to care. So out of 10,000 subscribers, I think the most people has jumped in a live with me so far has been like 9 at a time, and I'm only getting like 3 or 4. See, I've been live for an hour and 40 minutes. It's only been 1 thumbs up, and really only 1 person in my, let me double check, 1 person in the chat. So that'd be pretty easy to send Anna a fillet knife. Since she loves to fish, I probably will just do that. But anybody can get one. All you gotta do is subscribe and comment in the videos, and I might pick you. Anyways, see y'all in the next one.